While millions in North Korea awake to hunger and propaganda, one man awakens to Brazilian coffee, Kobe beef, and a private yacht. This is no ordinary leader. This is Kim Jong Un. Ruthless, indulgent, and untouchably rich. Today, we peel back the curtain on the billionaire lifestyle hidden behind the world's most secretive dictatorship. Stay until the end, because the final reveal shows how Kim maintains power not through wealth, but through fear sealed in blood. In North Korea, the day begins not with sunlight, but with sound. At exactly 6 o'clock a.m., loudspeakers across Pyongyang blare a haunting anthem. Where are you, dear general? It is not just a sing. It is an alarm clock for a nation, a reminder that every breath, every step begins with loyalty to the supreme leader. But in the hills above the capital, behind electrified fences and satellite jammers, there is silence. Because Kim Jong Un does not wake with the people. He wakes when he chooses. There is no routine. Some mornings he rises before dawn, others not until the afternoon. The country waits. His absence is a pause button on an entire nation. Inside his Ryongseong residence, a sprawling compound valued at $1.2 billion. Luxury and paranoia merge. An Olympic-sized indoor pool surrounded by Greek columns. Climate-controlled stables for imported European horses. Private shooting range customized for his personal pistols. Even his bedroom is built like a fortress. Italian silk sheets. Persian rugs worth over $100,000. No windows, only smart panels projecting artificial sunrises based on his mood. Air purified through military-grade toxin detectors. Security begins hours before he stirs. Guards sweep hallways. Food is checked for poison. Even his coffee, a rare Brazilian blend worth $500 per pound, is taste-tested before it touches his golden cup. For ordinary North Koreans, mornings mean cold cabbage soup or a handful of rice. For Kim, it begins with velvet silence and power, because in his world, even time itself waits for him to open his eyes. While millions of North Koreans survive on cabbage soup or a few grains of rice, Kim Jong Un begins his mornings with a feast that rivals royal banquets. Inside the private dining hall of the Ryongseong residence, breakfast is not just food, it is performance. A demonstration of power served on porcelain plates smuggled in from Europe. The first course, thinly sliced Parma ham, aged for 2 years, flown in illegally through diplomatic channels. Then comes Kobe beef, cooked medium rare, drizzled with black truffle oil, each cut worth more than $400. Wagyu steaks follow, marbled so richly they melt before reaching the tongue. But the indulgence doesn't end with meat. His table is lined with fruits ordinary citizens will never see. Mangoes from Thailand, cherries from Chile, grapes from France, all refrigerated in flight to arrive fresh in Pyongyang at a cost of thousands per shipment. And then the ritual centerpiece, coffee. Kim's favorite is a rare Brazilian blend roasted in micro batches and couriered under diplomatic seal. Ground by his personal barista with 24-karat gold tools, brewed only with French mineral water, it fills the air with an aroma more expensive than an average family's yearly income. A single breakfast can exceed $3,000. Yet outside his gates, children walk barefoot to school. Mothers queue for cornmeal, and soldiers go hungry on rations. For Kim, breakfast is not about nourishment. It is about dominance. Every sip of imported coffee is a reminder. While the nation starves, their leader feasts. In a country where sugar is rare and meat is myth, Kim Jong Un eats like a fallen emperor. His meals are not just about taste, they are declarations. Every forbidden ingredient on his table is proof that sanctions bend before his appetite. At the top of his list is Swiss Emmental cheese, an obsession he developed while studying in Switzerland. Blocks of it are flown in covertly, stored in temperature-controlled vaults, and served in dishes no North Korean outside his circle will ever touch. Then comes lobster, caught in the cold waters of the North Atlantic, each tail worth hundreds of dollars. Beluga caviar, the rarest in the world, spooned out with gold-plated utensils at $7,000 a kilo, and shark fin soup, banned in most of the world, remains a staple people on his menu, a dish that symbolizes defiance as much as excess. His liquor cabinet tells the same story. Bottles of Louis XIII cognac, Dom Perignon champagne, and Chateau Lafite Rothschild wine, each costing thousands, flow at his private banquets while citizens trade homemade alcohol in secrecy. On the shelves are rarities like snake wine, aged with coiled cobras inside glass bottles, each worth more than $1,500. To Kim, it's not just drink, it's mythology in liquid form. Even dessert is contraband. French eclair, Belgian pralines, Persian saffron ice cream, all smuggled through coded shipments and middlemen loyal to the regime. Every bite, every sip is an act of rebellion against international rules. Sanctions forbid luxury imports. Kim's pantry mocks the sanctions. His wine cellar laughs at embargoes. Where his people see empty shelves, he sees a throne built on indulgence. In North Korea, a car is a dream. Most citizens walk, and bicycles themselves are a privilege. But for Kim Jong Un, cars aren't transport. They are armor, theater, and symbols of untouchable rule. His fleet exceeds 100 luxury vehicles, each smuggled into the country through diplomatic loopholes and forged shipping manifests. At the heart of his collection is the Mercedes-Maybach S600 Pullman Guard, a $1.6 million armored limousine used by presidents and royalty. Kim's version is fortified further: grenade-resistant plating, smoke-screen systems, and bulletproof tires. It doesn't just carry him, it proclaims him. Trailing behind it are Rolls-Royce Phantoms, Lexus LX SUVs, Toyota Land Cruisers, even a Ferrari 599 GTB Fiorano, each heavily modified with encrypted communications, champagne chillers, and custom leather interiors. Every ride is a stage, every arrival a show of strength. When Kim moves through Pyongyang, the city stops. Roads are cleared, civilians are forbidden from watching, and an elite phalanx of bodyguards jogs beside his limousine in perfect formation, handpicked not just for loyalty, but for being shorter than their leader, so that his presence always towers above. The fleet itself is hidden beneath his palaces in underground garages, secured with facial recognition gates and electromagnetic seals. Engines are started daily to ensure readiness, even if the car never leaves its vault. For Kim, horsepower is not about speed, it's about presence. He doesn't drive to arrive. He arrives to remind the world that in North Korea, even movement itself is a performance of power. When Kim Jong Un wants to disappear, he doesn't go to a bunker. He vanishes into the sea, but not aboard a warship or a naval destroyer. His escape sails on a $7 million luxury yacht, rumored to be named Yonggun, meaning dragon. From the outside, it looks modest, almost ordinary, but that's the illusion. Inside, it's a floating palace. Nearly 200 feet long, the yacht hides a private spa, a soundproof music lounge, and cabins draped in imported silks and rare Burmese teak wood. Beneath crystal lighting, Italian wine cellars hold vintages worth thousands per bottle. A personal chef stands ready in a Japanese steel kitchen, serving everything from foie gras to Wagyu steak, even in open waters. Security is everywhere, but never seen. The hull is reinforced with military-grade armor. Satellite systems are encrypted with Russian tech. Drones launch silently from its deck to sweep the sea around him. Diplomats whisper that secret meetings with foreign envoys happen here, beyond the reach of satellites, reporters, or spies. For most North Koreans, water means rivers where children bathe because their homes have no plumbing. For Kim, the ocean itself bends into privacy and indulgence. His yacht was smuggled into North Korea through Chinese intermediaries, defying international sanctions and reason itself. It shouldn't exist, but it does. Because in Kim Jong Un's world, even the waves carry his shadow. Out there, on calm waters, he isn't just a dictator, he is untouchable. Luxury may shield Kim Jong Un's world in silk and gold, but the fabric of his rule is stitched with fear. Behind the billion-dollar palaces, golden cutlery, and diamond watches lies a truth far colder. In his regime, power is preserved not by loyalty, but by elimination. In 2017, the world watched in horror when Kim Jong-nam, Kim's own half-brother, was assassinated in a Malaysian airport. From golden breakfast tables to velvet-lined yachts, Kim Jong-un lives a billionaire fantasy in a nation gripped by famine and fear. His cars, watches, and feasts defy international sanctions. His His enemies vanish. His people are told to worship him as divine. But behind the silk sheets and snake wine lies a fragile man, paranoid, unhealthy, and obsessed with control. In North Korea, power isn't earned. It's staged. Every Rolex tick, every champagne toast, every guarded ride through empty streets is less about luxury and more about survival. And yet, the cost of his survival is borne by millions who starve while he dines, who whisper in fear while he feasts, and who bow to a god that bleeds. What shocked you most about Kim Jong Un's hidden empire? The harem, the assassinations? Comment below. We're reading every response. And don't forget, subscribe to Richest for more untold truths of the world's richest rulers.